where should we start here? Because, NHL things still happening. By the way, one team that we were apparently very wrong on, but not really that wrong, because we said they would suck anyways, but the San Jose Sharks, the only team without a win. Oh, my
Okay, but
God.
like having Macklin Celebrini might help that a little bit.
Yeah, that would help, but it's never good when it's like, what are they missing? Oh, their youngest player.
Heart and soul.
Wow, are they bad? Like,
yeah.
At one point, I think, I don't even remember who they were playing, but I think shots, it was like 31-4 in like halfway through the second period last week. I was just like, oh my God, this is like, just do halves today, fellas. Let's just do halves. You don't need the third period. Like, this is cruel and unusual punishment. But they stink, like, real bad. Even with Tyler Toffoli, apparently it doesn't matter what team he plays for. He was put on this earth to put up like 25 goals at least every season in the NHL, no matter what team he's on. I think he still has like 6. He's just going to score goals no matter what. It's crazy.
I mean, accurate on all counts. I also didn't think that was news to you.
No, it's just like, it's remarkable. It's just like, he's just going to score goals. Like, he just will do it somehow, some way.
Yeah, see, we need a little bit more here on this hole-in-one. Cole requests it. No, demands it.
I mean, I don't really know how much more there is. I hit a golf ball in the air where I wanted it to go, and it hit the.
Did it feel like it was going where you wanted it to go?
The second at first, no, because I thinned it, as I said.
Right.
And I looked up and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I like where that ball's going. If it's the right distance, that's going to be close. And then it was like slow motion from there. And then it just followed exactly the path that I thought it would if I hit the green where I wanted it to. And I did for once in my life. And it rocked super hard. I didn't have like the crazy reaction either. I was just like, I just turned around and I was like,
wait, did that happen?
That's in the hole. And my buddy was like, yeah, is that it? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We're like the only 2 people here. So that's cool. This is just a moment for me and my buddy now. And then he told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, all right. That's fair. That also sounds like someone that would be your friend. So,
yeah, he's a beauty.
Yeah. But all right. So San Jose bad. On the flip side, we got to say Winnipeg good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
8 in a row.
And I mean, you mentioned it last week. We could challenge the strength of schedule, but I mean, I'm even just watching them play is just wildly impressive, even if the strength schedule isn't all the way there. Like, and the guy that I said was going to make me eat my words, Cole Perfetti, is going off. He looked fucking incredible. Like, driving play, scoring, assisting, like, he's doing everything. He's awesome. So good for Cole Perfetti. But yeah, Winnipeg 8-0. They're going up against Toronto tonight.
So still, strength schedule is a concern.
Yeah, strength schedule is still a concern. But I mean, they're fun to watch. Like, they are a fun fucking hockey team to watch. And again, Nick Ehlers, love seeing him go off and get the minutes that he deserves because he rules. We love watching Nick Ehlers. Such a fun player. And I like when he gets mad too, because he'll like just decide for whatever reason to fight people. Like, there was this, I forget, there was like 4 games where he fought 3 times, and one of them was like Jamie Benn, and like he was going up against like dudes that were legitimately like legit fighters. It was like 2 years ago, I think, and he's just like, I mean, getting beaten up, but then like getting up and laughing, and then going out the next night and fighting again some other like middle heavyweight. I'm like, what is he doing? But he rules because he's just a glue guy. So good for him, and good for the Winnipeg Jets. My God.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, we got 2 videos that we got to hit here, Z. First one, not the one you requested, but it feels like we need to get into this more because of your extracurriculars around it. Let's see, share screen. Yeah, I should probably remember.
Oh,
boom. So, Z, I believe your exact words were something around disrespect.
Michael Rasmussen, Detroit Red Wings, against the New Jersey Devils. I believe it was 3-2 at that point. New Jersey going for the... Oh, no, I think they were up by 2, actually. But either way, puck gets sent down. New Jersey's net's open, obviously. And Michael Rasmussen goes and just tucks it in the net. And Jack Hughes goes for the Scheifele on Jake Evans in the bubble. Goes for that hit. And Michael Rasmussen, without looking, absolutely hammers Jack Hughes. And then the standing over and yelling in his face. The slow motion's incredible. I said it's the most a truly disrespectful empty net goal, and I respect it. And I'll tell you what, the video eventually started taking off, and I should have known. I don't know why I let it surprise me. I don't know why I let it surprise me, but there were just a ridiculous amount of people taking issue with me using the word disrespectful as if they don't understand what I mean when I say that. I loved it. It rocked. It's like my favorite. It's one of my favorite empty net goals ever. And just the standing over him is so funny. And then I don't even know what Hughes gets up and starts saying back. What do you
say?
Take your medicine and go back to the bench, dude. You get him next time, bro. But he gets up and he keeps going. And there was just a little scrum going for 5 minutes, and then it carried over into the final buzzer, when they dropped the puck again. I'm you got put on a poster. Skate to the bench, take your medicine. People maybe will forget soon. But he just kept going. But yeah, and I said this before, I really do not like clapping back at people. If I say something stupid on purpose and then people get upset about it and start tweeting weird shit at me, in this instance, getting mad about me using the word disrespectful, I usually just roll my eyes all right, whatever. But there was one that I almost clapped back at. And the guy, because the tweet just said, "Fuck you, you're a pussy." And I was like, okay. I mean, at least everyone else almost thinly veiled what they were saying, why they were mad about it. And I was about to hit send on this tweet. And I was like, wait a minute, I have to follow my own principles here. And I just went and looked at their profile. It clearly a 16-year-old. I was like, okay, I am going to not clap back with anything because that's just a brutal look for me. If I should have known, but I was so close to chirping a 16-year-old on Twitter, which would have been a tough day for me. But
clearly a 16-year-old, nice.
Crisis averted. But that was so funny, dude. He wasn't even again, the video, it's unbelievable. He wasn't even looking. I don't even know if he knew Hughes was coming. And Hughes exploded. He disintegrated on contact. And he only got his hip. That was the thing. Hughes ran into his leg and his hip and still disintegrated. I was like, oh my God. If you're Rasmussen, that's a career highlight right there. I'd be telling my grandkids about that.
Yep. Well, then we got to go to the next one, which I think everyone can enjoy. Matthew Tkachuk. Tee it up here, Z.
Okay. So I am also not a fan of people being why does the NHL love player X when they don't get any penalty calls against them or whatever. I'm at the point now where I don't know what the Florida Panthers have on the NHL. The goals that are allowed to stand, the goals that get taken back, specifically for goaltender interference. It's out of control at this point, but this is the worst one that we've seen. Somehow this goal by Matthew Tkachuk counts. It starts with him running into the crease, hitting Sorokin. Sorokin whacks him back. Matthew Tkachuk takes his stick and throws it, goes back behind the net again, cross-checks him, goes into the paint, is all over him, tucks the puck in from on top of him, and then elbows him in the head, punches him in the head, and puts him in a headlock. He does this all the time to goalies. He's pretending to celebrate a goal or something, but he's punching you in the head, and the goal fucking stood.
So here's my counter, because everything you said there's accurate, but did he interfere with Sorokin stopping the puck? A ton of things there should have been penalties, but by definition, when he scores that goal, the goalie wasn't interfered with, was he?
It doesn't even matter. There was already a penalty. There was at least 2 penalties before the puck even was there.
I agree with that. I'm just saying this isn't an argument to stand on for goalie interference. It's just literally everything except for that.
Well, yeah, you also can't really make any contact and score from inside the crease. He was also literally, his arm was draped over Sorokin's left shoulder to get the puck, so Sorokin literally couldn't move. Or was it, I can't even see, was it Varlamov? I don't even know.
That's Varlamov.
It was Varlamov. I was going to say, that didn't look like Sorokin. But yeah, I mean, the video is insane. And the Florida Panthers tweeted out the video of it. It's like,
that's the best part, that they
respect that part. Like, yeah, they're like, fuck it. But it's insane. This is like, whoa, there's a massive graphic about that. Oh, and just me. That's scary. I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
There's already been like 4 times, like specifically goaltender interference calls that have gone the Panthers' way that everyone watching was like, okay, yeah, no way, like that goal will count for Florida, or like that's definitely a goal for whoever the Panthers are playing. And like they just get, I don't know how it's possible. Like it is insane how this happens. Like I'm impressed almost. But again, I never liked why does the NHL love this team? I am now flirting with like going there. It's insane. It was one of the more ridiculous goals that I've seen count in a very, very long time. Like that was insane. That was outrageous. That's my piece. Did you think it was a good goal?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying, trying to wrap my head around how they could have gotten to that point is more where I was coming from. I'm not actually defending it. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Like everything that Tkachuk did in that sequence could have been called a penalty. Like literally every action that he took in that video was a penalty. Starting with flying into the crease backwards and just hitting fucking Varlamov. And then, like, punching him, taking his stick and throwing it, and then cross-checking him, and then just scoring while draped over him, and then elbowing him and punching him in the head. Yep. What the fuck? It was insane. But you know what? Great goal, I guess. Goal of the year. There has to be a point where even Tkachuk's like, I don't know how the fuck that counted.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Look at that. One of the Tkachuks can do no wrong, and the other one is basically getting run out of Ottawa. So,
yeah. By the way, speaking of Ottawa, but more so just the Atlantic in general, what did we say before the season? It's the closest division, team by team. It's the only division right now where every team's at least 500. Ottawa's in 8th place with 8 points. The Panthers are in 1st place with 13 points. Like it's like that division's insane. The Atlantic. It's just going to be close. I mean, at some point, I would expect Detroit and Montreal to like go through a rough patch here. I mean, Detroit's put up some good wins, but I still expect both of those teams at least. I mean, the Sabres are playing really good hockey right now too.
That's the thing, though. That's what blew my mind. Just like taking a quick glance at the standings before we jumped on today. Like, wait, Buffalo's technically in the playoff picture as it sits today. Wow.
Big reason, dude. Tage Thompson is doing Tage Thompson things, and he and JJ Peterka are now showing some real nice chemistry. And that goal they scored, there was just an unbelievable give and go goal that they had like Saturday, I think it was.
I love how you in one episode you have accidentally called Kyle Rouse short and you've accidentally called Tage Thompson big.
Yeah.
You're falling face first into the right stuff. It's basically your hole in one.
Basically.
Okay. The last thing we have to hit on for NHL, unless there's anything else you have, of course, but in about an hour, we're going to have Steven Stamkos making the return to Tampa, which is the weirdest sentence ever.
Yeah, and I mean, fortunately for the Predators, they got to play the Boston Bruins, one of the worst teams on the planet. I am officially an absolute hater this year. It's working out well for me. Although the overtime win against Toronto was the funniest win. Well, I mean, in the long list of funny wins for the Bruins over Toronto, just the fact that like they won in overtime because Austin Matthews inexplicably, not under pressure, just chucked an absolute pizza up the ice in overtime. And Marchand still almost missed. But anyways, fortunately for the Predators, they got to play the Bruins and kick the ever-living dog shit out of them 4-0. So they got that win finally. But, I mean, yeah, still waiting for Stamkos to really take off. And, I mean, really the Predators as a whole to take off here. But, I mean, that's going to be one hell of an ovation, which he fully deserves. Still can't believe – it's still so weird. I was convinced no matter what he was going to end up back there. So it's good. It's still weird seeing him not in a Lightning uniform, jersey, sweater.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's going to get a well-deserved massive ovation there. So good for him. We'll see if he scores. Has he scored this year?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think he has either. This would be, I mean, if he hasn't, which he has one goal.
He does, okay.
So this would be where his just going, the period of him going off for like 10 games, this would be where it starts. I half expect him to put up a hat trick. I might bet on him scoring a hat trick. I'm going to do that right now, actually. I'm going to put some money on him scoring a hat trick tonight.
That's trick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Predators, man, I don't know. I'm like waiting for them to really figure it out, but like literally they kicked the shit out of Boston, and that was the only game that they've looked good. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I was in the same boat as you, thinking like, oh yeah, he'll go back. Well, I definitely thought it was going to be because he caved and like took a very, very friendly deal again.
Right.
Not as friendly as they wanted him to take, because holy shit was that. I don't know. I brought this up with Joe on last week's episode of Fellowship, and he said, like, I don't know if it's disrespectful. Like, that's the business decision they made. If he doesn't want to take it, which I don't blame him for not wanting to take, then good on him.
I mean, I feel like both things can be correct, where it's just like crazy that like that's what they offered him, but also like fair enough, I guess, if you're not super into the idea of bringing him back. Like, I mean, at that point, you probably know he's going to say no. Or if he says yes, that's great for you. But like, I mean, maybe they were already just resigned to most likely losing him anyways. So, yeah, I feel like both things can be true though.